Well, hello everybody, what's up? Hope you're all doing good. So, just some spur-of-the-moment thoughts, some things I've been thinking of. Not that long ago I watched this movie called Crisscross, an early 90s movie, 1992 to be exact. And it's a drama, it's about mother and son growing up moving to Miami. The kid's growing up there now. It's about 12, 13. And the dad was a war vet, Vietnam War vet, severe PTSD, ended up running off. And they're kind of broke, they're kind of poor. And long story short, the mom basically takes to stripping at a local club to make extra money. And the son ends up selling drugs to make extra money. And some bad things end up happening. The mom ends up meeting this other guy. And for quite a bit of the movie, you think that he's just like this decent guy. And then it turns out he's actually an undercover cop who's basically monitoring and studying some of the activities of the son. And so it's a drama at the end of the day. It's a bit of a love story, a bit of a family dynamic kind of movie, mother-son movie, just a drama. It encapsulates, I guess that's why they call it a drama. It's not directly, a crime movie. It's not directly a love story or whatever. It kind of encapsulates all those things, so it's a drama. And I thought this was a pretty intriguing movie, so it interested me, at least when I seen the preview for it, when I seen the cover of it and that, so I gave it a watch. And I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I really recommend watching it. It's a great movie. But it's not really the kind of thing that I generally would watch, and that's another thing, is I'll watch or read kind of anything, even if it's not really in my demographic, even if it's not something that I would be my first choice to go check out, just to gain different perspectives, see what else is out there. Usually there's something you can learn or take away from most things, right? So it's always good to sort of develop that habit a little bit. But anyway, the broader point being, point I actually want to make is, so as I said, it's not really the genre or demographic of movie that I'm going to run out to go see. I mean, that sounds kind of funny being that it's an old movie, but you get the point that I'm making. So why was I really drawn into this movie while it was playing out? Why was I so intrigued with it? Why did I watch it to the very end? Why did I even watch it twice? Why did I enjoy it so much? Well, it's not really the story. It's a it's an intriguing enough story that it's like, yeah, that's interesting enough. See what happens. It doesn't end on a high note. It's not a super happy ending, but it's not a terrible ending either, which I won't give that away. I recommend going to watch the movie. But, it ends basically not as good as it could have been if things went well, but not as bad as it could have been if it went worse. So, but this whole time I'm just really intrigued with this film, right? And the reason why is not the story. It's the world building. It's the world that you are observing. Everything was very pleasant to look at, was very pleasant to watch, from the scenery of this Miami backdrop to the narration of the actor that plays the son. It was like him a little bit older narrating what had happened. And he did a great job with that. The narration was very captivating. To the music, to the style, like this is early 90s coming out of the 80s, whatever, but just like the way people were dressed, the way everything was set up, the way the music synced into all that. As I said, the backdrop and how that synced into it. just created a very nice, pleasant world, in spite of the story, in spite of some of the negative aspects of the story, to be sort of absorbed into. And I think the same goes for life too, you know. It's a lot of times, I think, a mistake people make, whether it be in the creative world, whether it be in the self-improvement, self-help world, whether it be just in life in general. We always want to attach a story to all these points we're trying to make, all of these things. And that makes sense because stories are how humans connect, and usually everything has a story attached to it. But at the very same time, no matter what, there's only so many stories to go around. It's the same in fiction, it's the same in non-fiction, documentary, social media, content creation, YouTube, and life. There's only so many stories, and, you know, really, anything that goes on, or that's on your mind at the time, that's happening, there's really only so many stories that the world has to offer floating around out there, and there's only so many meanings and so many solutions. So you basically just got to pick one and hope that it's the better one that you picked at the end of the day, right? So that's why when I'm doing videos, I really try to veer away from, I don't, even if I really know about something or whatever, I really try to not state facts. I really try to not do tons of, like, educational, you know, this is what this is, and this is what it means, and this is why this is how it works, kind of a thing. Because I don't think, it might be what people think they need, but it's not what they actually need. What they need is a world that is pleasant for them. And when I say world, I don't mean the broader world out there. I mean when they're watching something, when they're doing something creative, when they're figuring something out in their life, they don't need a story, they don't need a direct solution, and they don't need this, you know, compassionate listening type thing either. What they need is a world that is pleasant for them, that is intriguing to them, that is, you know, that gets them excited to be a part of, presented to them. They need that shown to them. So I think that translates into life, it translates into movies, it's in books, fiction, non-fiction, it's in everything. And, you know, that's hence exploring worlds, right? You know, it's not going to be for everybody, but that's why there's not a direct genre to my work. It's every episode. Some of them are similar, but every episode is different. It's a different world that's being explored, right? So what you want to do is just, in life, create as best you can these little worlds that are pleasant for yourself first and foremost, but then might be pleasant for other people, and could subtly lead people in, you know, better directions and help people and whatnot. So that's what I try to do, is just create these spaces that are cool and nice and pleasant for at least some people to chill out in for a little while. And if you've watched this video this long, I'm really glad that you were here to chill out with me for a little while. And I recommend you go check out the movie Crisscross. It's a great movie. So after you're done chilling out here with me, you can go chill out over there for a little while. And either way, I think you're going to have a good time.